Hey, welcome to your favorite Math 116 class. We're going to look at units of measurement and approximate numbers in this chapter, specifically working within units of measure. We're going to talk about the U.S. customary system of measurement, do some conversions with that. So here's some conversions you probably recall. 12 inches is a foot and so on. Get my marker here. 3 feet in a yard and 5280 feet in a mile and so on, 16 ounces a pound. But let's do some examples here of some conversions to start out with. Let's say we wanted to know the depth of the ocean at its deepest point in inches. Mariana Trench is the deepest location of the ocean. It is measured to be 6.831 miles. What's the depth of the ocean in inches? So we're going to start out with, we have 6.831 miles to the bottom of the ocean, deepest point. Now we know I'm going to convert this. Now we're trying to go to inches, right? So the first thing is I'm going to go from miles to feet, and then I'm going to go from feet to inches. And that's just because I know there's 5280 feet in a mile from the last slide. And then I also know for every foot there's 12 inches. 12 inches in front. So let's go ahead and convert first of all to feet. So what I do is I'm going to multiply this. Oops, come on. Multiply this, maybe. It'll let me. Multiply this by 5,280 feet for every 1 mile. Okay, so you notice that your miles units cancels. So now you have, and this is over 1 by the way, so 6.831 times 5,280, that's how many feet you have. So now we went from miles to feet, okay? So we multiplied it, by this 5,280 feet for every 1 mile. It's kind of like, since 5,280 feet is the same length as 1 mile, it's kind of like we're multiplying by 7 over 7. We're not changing the length of this, the 6.831 miles, we're just changing it to feet, okay? And now what we're going to do, now that we're in feet, we're going to go to inches. So we know that there's 12 inches for every 1 foot. And the reason I put 12 inches over 1 foot instead of 1 foot over 12 inches is because I need the feet over the feet to cancel right there. And now I just multiply. 6.831 times, that, times 5280 times 12. And notice we're in inches here. And that'll give us 432,812.16 inches. And notice this is all over 1 times 1 times 1. There's just a 1 on the bottom of this thing. So over 1, so we don't need to write it over 1. All right, let's do another one here. Convert 85 pounds to inches. So we're going from pounds to inches. So we need to know how many, pounds to ounces. We need to know how many ounces are in a pound. So we have to make the note, hey, there's 16 ounces in a pound, in 1 pound. So let's start out with 85 pounds. Let's convert it to ounces. So times, so the question is, times, are we going to go, so we're going to use this now, are we going to go 16 ounces over 1 pound or 1 pound over 16 ounces? Remember, pounds are on the top, so I need the pounds to cancel. So I'm going to put the 16 ounces on the top over the 1 pound on the bottom so my pounds cancel. So now we got this 85 times 16, and this is all over 1, and this ends up being 1,360 ounces. Okay. Now, let's do the second one here. We're converting 65 miles per hour to feet per second. So let's go 65, we're in miles per hour, so per 1 hour. We want to go feet per second. Let's go ahead and go to feet first. So we're going to say times, there is 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So notice miles cancel. So now we're in feet per hour. Feet on the top, hour on the bottom. But we want feet per second. So let's convert the hours to seconds. Oh man, So for every hour, so I'm going to go to minutes first. For every hour, there's 60 minutes. Now it's hours are gone. So now we're in feet per minute. But again, we want feet per second. So let's take care of the minutes. For every 1 minute, there's 60 seconds. Now the minutes are gone. So we're in feet per second. And now we just got to multiply it. So we go 65. So all my numerators times 5,280 times 1 times 1. And then we divide it by, so that gives us 65 times 5280 is 3, and times 1 of course, 343,200 over 1 times 60 times 60, so over 3,600. And notice we're in feet per second. And now we divide that, and we get 95.3. Looks like this is repeated, and this is feet per second. Feet per second. Okay? So that's how you go from miles per hour to feet per second. Now we got a cost of a gallon. Here's a different type of application here. We got gallon cost $3.35 per gallon if you travel 40 miles a day. And we're going to assume here that we have a 5-day work week, okay, going back and forth to work. And your gas mileage is 25 miles per gallon. How much will you spend on gas each week? Well, number one, what's the total miles that we drive? We drive 40 miles per day. And we're going to do that for 5 days. So we're going to drive 200 miles total for the week, okay? Because this is asking how much are we going to spend on gas each week. And then secondly, since we know we got this mid-sized sedan or whatever and I get 25 miles per gallon, we're going to take those 200 miles, we're going to divide it by the 25 miles per gallon that we get, and we're going to get 8. Okay, so we get 8 gallons that we're using. Okay, because that what you're doing there is since you're taking miles and dividing it by miles per gallon, you're going to be left with just the gallons that you have. And then thirdly, how much are you going to spend on gas each week? Well, I got to buy 8 gallons, and it costs $3.35, $3.35 per gallon. That's what it costs. That leaves us with $26.80. $26.80. Okay. All right. So here, let's take a rocket for a minute, which is given in feet per second. So this time we have 37,000 feet per second. Is how fast this rocket's traveling, and let's do it to miles per hour now. So we're going to go the other way. Before we went miles per hour to feet per second, now we're going to go feet per second to miles per hour. So we say, well, I got to cancel my feet. I know there's 5,280 feet in a good grief. I'm having a hard time here. So times, times, dude, come on, for the love. Okay, times. For every mile, there's 5,280 feet. Sorry, this is not the nicest computer that I'm doing this on. So we just took care of the feet. So now we're in miles on the top. You notice seconds on the bottom, but we want miles and per hour. We want hours on the bottom. So now we're going to multiply it by, take care of the seconds. So for every 60 seconds, we have a minute. Seconds are gone. So now we're in miles on the top, minutes on the bottom. Again, we want miles per hour. So we got to take care of this. There's 60 minutes for every 1 hour. Notice the minutes are gone. So we're in miles per hour now. So now we multiply 37,000 on the top times 1 times 60 times 60. And then divide that by the 5280 times 1 times 1 times 1. And that'll give you 25,227.27 miles per hour, or mph, if you want to write that. All right. Well, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time.